Okay. Now let's talk about Caitlin Clark, Christie Sides, and Indiana Fever. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show, taking y'all time to subscribe to my channel, liking and sharing my videos. I really appreciate all that. Now let's go. So Indiana Fever played slouchy today like baggy pants, but they did get the overtime victory versus Atlanta Dream 104-100. You talking about a game where it was up and down like a seesaw. You really didn't know what was going to happen. But like I said, they did pull it off. But with them being in the playoffs, this game right here also shows that Indiana Fever, Christie Sides, Caitlin Clark, the whole entire team has a lot of things that they need to make adjustments on ASAP. Now, Aaliyah Boston got a double-double like a cheeseburger. She got 30 points and 13 rebounds. So she did step up. Now, she did get some rebounds, but it was some critical rebounds that they really needed in some critical moments because Atlanta Dream was not laying down. Now, Caitlin Clark also has the most double-doubles in Indiana Fever franchise history. So all that is good. But now fans also, Indiana Fever fans, jumped in the comment section and they love Caitlin Clark. But they really want Caitlin Clark to minimize them apple pie turnovers because they had 13 turnovers by halftime. They cannot go into the WNBA playoffs playing other great teams having that many turnovers. That's not going to cut it. I don't care how many points they score. You can't just win the WNBA finals or depend on scoring. You got to have defense and all that. But we're going to talk about that because clearly Indiana Fever has a problem with defense. For some reason, they just cannot get it together. Now, Christie Sides in his post-game interview, this right here is really a shocker. Even though they've been winning, but Christie Sides going to really have to get it together. She need to get a PR person to tell her how to answer questions. Now, Caitlin Clark, it's been revealed that she was so upset that she stormed into the locker room, 100% chance of thunderstorm. In the locker room, very upset. Now, Christie Sides in this post-game interview, what you about to listen to, she was asked and responded to that, but she was also asked why the team wasn't playing good. And you would not believe what she said. Y'all check this out.
You know, this game showed a lot of growth for our players. Especially you're talking about the third quarter. They got out and then we held them to, I think, like either 4 or 5 points the last 5 minutes. And then the same in the fourth quarter, held them to 5 or 6 points in the last 5 minutes. Just got to turn it on sooner. Got to figure that out, understand what we were doing and not doing. And I challenged him at halftime because we weren't doing what we were. Paul had this scout, and he had a great game plan, and we just weren't executing. We were going under screens we weren't supposed to go under, and then we changed all that. And so it was just a lot of growth by us tonight.
We'll go down the line, Matt, then Christine.
Yeah, Christy, from your vantage point, I guess, was there any specific examples from your team that kind of showed you that they were able to handle that emotional stability you talked about compared to Friday?
Yeah, I think you saw a different team out there. I think there were a lot of moments where they could have, got really angry, let little things bother them, some calls, no calls. But I think they did a much better job of just, handling their emotions, not letting it get, getting too upset over things that, just next play mentality. That's what they had. They had next play mentality, get on to the next once we got going. That wasn't early.
We go Christine, then Lou.
Do you know why they didn't get going? In other words, we watched Caitlin, and you asked about it, leave at halftime. I mean, she was disgusted, right? And she charged right in there, and I figured, some coaches over the years in football and other sports, thrown tables and upset water, coolers and things like that. But then they came out, and of course, Atlanta scored, I think it was another 9-10 points.
Yeah.
Do you know why that was happening?
I do not know. I think we just needed to come out with a little bit more sense of urgency. Put ourselves in a position where we're not playing catch up from behind, and just learn to come out. Starts on the defensive end, and I can't say that enough. And that is where, offensively, we scored 100 points, I think, in 4 quarters. I don't know exactly, but defensively, you can't just give people confidence, and you can't let them take shots that they like to take. And that's just where we have to keep getting that 1% better, looking at this one, seeing in those moments where we just didn't get that piece done. But it starts on the defensive end for us.
Now, I'm not trying to be hard on Christie Sides, but you are the head coach of this team. And when a reporter asks you why your team didn't get going, your response cannot be, I don't know. You're the head coach. You're supposed to know what's going on with your team. Let's run that back again, people.
We go Christine, then Lou.
Do you know why they didn't get going? In other words, we watched Caitlin, and you asked about it, leave at halftime. I mean, she was disgusted, right? And she charged right in there, and I figured, some coaches over the years in football and other sports, thrown tables and upset water, coolers and things like that. But then they came out, and of course, Atlanta scored, I think it was another 9-10 points.
Yeah.
Do you know why that was happening?
I do not know. I think we just needed to come out with a little bit more sense of urgency. Put ourselves in a position where we're not playing catch up from behind, and just learn to come out. Starts on the defensive end, and I can't say that enough. And that is where, offensively, we scored 100 points, I think, in 4 quarters. I don't know exactly, but defensively, you can't just give people confidence, and you can't let them take shots that they like to take. And that's just where we have to keep getting that 1% better, looking at this one, seeing in those moments where we just didn't get that piece done. But it starts on the defensive end for us.
Go Lou, then we'll go Scott.
That was actually the topic I was going to bring out. Before the game today, you were talking about defense being so important, and the crowd is actually chanting it.
Yeah.
I mean, is that going through your head at the same time?
Yeah, no, I
That's
loved
what
it.
they were doing.
Yeah, no, when the crowd started chanting defense, that was maybe we get them to do that like to start the game or something. I don't know, because that got me pumped up, and it showed that we started doing what we were supposed to do. You got to pressure the ball. You got to talk. You're not playing defense. I know it's a cliche quote, but if you're not talking, you're not playing defense. We get really silent when we're not doing what we're supposed to do and people are scoring. But found a way to get it done on that end.
Now, a lot of people are rooting for Indianafever and Caitlinclark. They want to see them go far deep into the WNBA playoffs. But let's be honest. If they continue to play like this and don't get this defense together, they're going to run into some troubles. Because when they play teams that we definitely know are higher ranked in the playoffs, they have already lost against those teams. Yeah, they beat one team before, but they're going to get this together, because you can't continue to say you don't know what's going on with the defense, and you can't continue to not know how to make adjustments. Something has to be done, and it needs to be done quick. The season is almost over, and then pretty soon we're going to determine who Caitlinclark and Indianafever is going to be going up against in this first round of the WNBA playoffs. And you were really don't want to see them get put out in the first round. You want to see them continue to go for it. But they got some things to do, and they cannot depend on Caitlinclark shooting threes from the parking lot. They can't depend on Lexa Hood. They can't depend on Kelsey Mitchell. Y'all going to have to get stops. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And follow my social media at GradyMac15. Holla.